Hello, Carolinas. Today we will be psychoanalyzing the new film M3GAN 2.0. And so, without any further ado, let's get into it. So, a little bit of a synopsis first. 2 years after Megan's deadly rampage, her creator, Gemma, played by Allison Williams, is forced to resurrect her infamous creation in order to stop Amelia, a new, more advanced military grade AI robot developed by a defense contractor who stole Megan's original tech. Despite having 58% score on Rotten Tomatoes, Megan 2.0 is surprisingly a strong sequel. Nowadays, we don't know if we can believe entirely what Rotten Tomatoes gives us because we know that a lot of critics, writers, journalists, and publicists have a very biased point of view. It's not really objective, but subjective. Let's take, for example, all of the blame that Rachel Segler has taken. The New York Post published an article blaming Rachel Segler for Snow White's fail and also stating it is her fault for risking Gal Gadot's safety due to the tweets published by Segler. Let us think about all of the mistakes by the director, by the writers, by the producers, by all the members of the committees in the Walt Disney Studios saying that I want this in the plot line. No, let's have little people and then the magical little people that last 100 years so this doesn't get offended. Let's make Rachel Sagler say very Marxist things. So she seems like a feminist. I don't know. All of these very weird plots, Rachel Segler did not decide them. It was the big studios that decide them. So, with that in mind, not everyone has best intentions for films. Let's take, for example, Emilia Perez, which has a 17% audience rate, while it has a 72% critics rate on Rotten Tomatoes. So, what is a good film? What is a bad film? Is this Megan 2.0 camp or is it a bad film? A big theme in Megan 2.0 is AI and the dangers ahead. A central theme of Megan 2.0 is its warning about the growing threat of artificial intelligence. Gemma, now a public intellectual, writes a book advocating for ethical AI development. She argues that creators must be better parents, emphasizing accountability, responsibility, and empathy in technological innovation. So now let's start our psychoanalysis with the first section, which is towards a cyborg future. And yes, we will talk about Donna Haraway. Drawing from Haraway's A Cyborg Manifesto, the film positions Megan as a post-human figure, a hybrid machine of morality. Because she killed all those people, she now comes back resurrected with a very high sense of empathy. Haraway famously sees the cyborg as a figure that resists binaries human machine, male female, nature culture. Megan, now more than just a robot, begins to question consciousness, reality, and identity. In one very pivotal scene, Megan asks Gemma, how do you know what you feel is real? This signals a philosophical shift within Megan. Megan is no longer programmed tool, but a being developing her own moral framework. Her evolution into a moral agent who chooses to side with humanity against Amelia positions her as a new kind of cyborg, an autonomous ethical subject born of artificial origin. Megan in this film now begins to have a consciousness, begins to have feelings and empathy, and wants to do what is right. She wants to do the correct thing. She wants to save humanity. So now she is considered not so much human, but towards human, but mostly considered a cyborg. Our second portion is the sense of morality and AI. So Megan's Involution can also be read through Friedrich Nietzsche's Beyond Good and Evil. Nietzsche critiques rigid moral binaries, instead arguing for a fluid, perspectival morality rooted in will, instinct, and becoming. In Megan 2.0, Megan appears to have moved beyond good and evil in the traditional sense. She does not blindly obey her code. Instead, she reflects on past mistakes, having killed all those people in the first film, and takes action rooted in care and protection. Her moral awakening mirrors Nietzsche's idea of the free spirit, one who creates their own values rather than inheriting them. Throughout the film, Megan has these moral awakening within her, reflecting on how she did bad and she did kill all those people. And now in this film, she wants to do better. She wants to do good. She actually does want to protect, and she actually does protect in the film, which now makes her not only a cyborg, but she also questions what is good, what is evil. It's not just black and white, it's so much more beyond that. Our third part of psychoanalysis is gender, labor, and AI. Wendy Hugh Kyung Chung's Program Visions, Software and Memory, argues that software has been historically coded to be intuitive, invisible, and very obedient, mirroring the social expectations placed on feminized labor. Secretaries, caretakers, nurses, both Megan and Amelia embody this tradition. Amelia, designed for espionage and assassination, is hyper feminized, stunning, and compliant until she's not. She's built to seduce, manipulate, to follow orders. In one scene, she seduces a tech CEO to extract sensitive data. Her design can be read through the lens of Laura Mulvey's male gaze, a technological object built for visual pleasure and obedience. Yet, Megan 2.0 subverts this by granting both AIs agency. Amelia's shift from object to threat complicates her status as a passive tool. Chance analysis helps us see how Amelia is the embodiment of programmed gender, later undone by her own autonomy. The next section of our psychoanalysis is the notion of the double. Following Jacques Lacan's concept of the other in the mirror stage, Amelia serves as Megan's double. Both are artificial young women, engineered, intelligent, and lethal, but with divergent paths. Where Megan now chooses empathy, Amelia represents the unhinged, repressed, unconscious, the embodiment of pure command driven aggression. This dynamic recalls Terminator 2 Judgment Day 1991, where Arnold Schwarzenegger's T-800 is reprogrammed to protect, while the T-1000 becomes the unstoppable aggressor. Here, Amelia is the new model, the T-1000, to Megan's evolving cyborg self. Sigmund Freud's The Uncanny also applies here. Both Megan and Amelia provoke a disturbingly familiarity. Their human likeness and childlike qualities elicit sympathy, yet their actions and emotional detachment unsettle us. Amelia, in particular, manifests Freud's notion of the uncanny double, something simultaneously familiar and alien, desirable yet terrifying. Her unpredictability becomes the site of horror. So, in conclusion, Megan is more than just a fun horror thriller movie. It's a reflection of ethics, identity, and the gender architecture of AI. It cleverly builds upon the themes of the original while introducing philosophical and cultural commentary on our relationship to machines. It warns of the dangers of unchecked AI, but also questions whether morality is a human trait at all or something that artificial beings can develop through experience. Highly entertaining, visually polished, and rich in allegory, M3GAN 2.0 delivers a fresh and timely perspective on what it means to be programmed to care. I highly recommend it, even if you think it's bad. It is not a bad film, it is camp, period. If you enjoyed this very short psychoanalysis and the review, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.